Before I tell you this story, if you believe kindness still means something in this world, drop a comment and let me know you're watching, because what happened to this little girl will stay with you long after this video ends. In a small community on the outskirts of Enugu, there lived a girl named Adaeze. She was only 9 years old, but she carried herself like someone who had seen more of life than most grown men. Her mother sold pepper soup by the roadside, and money was never enough, but somehow Adaeze always found a way to smile. Every morning, on her way to school, she passed an old beggar named Baba Musa. He sat under the same mango tree, wrapped in a torn brown blanket, his eyes cloudy from age and hardship. Most children ran past him. Some even laughed, but Adaeze always stopped. One morning, she had exactly 100 naira in her pocket, money her mother gave her to buy akara for breakfast. She looked at Baba Musa, whose hands were shaking from the cold, and without thinking twice, she placed the money in his palm. "Take it, Baba," she said. "You need it more than my stomach does." The old man looked at her stunned. Nobody had shown him that kind of warmth in years. He whispered a prayer over her, one she didn't fully understand, and she skipped off to school, her stomach empty, but her heart strangely full. This became her secret ritual. Every single day, rain or sun, she'd share whatever little she had, sometimes bread, sometimes coins, sometimes just kind words when she had nothing else to give. Months passed. Then one Harmattan morning, Baba Musa wasn't under the tree. Adaeze searched around, worried. A shopkeeper nearby told her the old man had been rushed to the hospital. He'd collapsed from hunger and cold. Something in Adaeze's chest tightened. She ran home begging her mother to let her visit him. At the hospital, they found Baba Musa lying weak on a worn-out bed, forgotten by a world that had long stopped looking at him. Adaeze held his hand and cried, "You can't leave, Baba. Who will I share my akara with?" The old man chuckled weakly, tears in his eyes. "Small girl, you already saved me long before today." That night, something happened that no one expected. A wealthy businessman named Chief Obina, who happened to be visiting a relative in the same hospital, overheard the story from a nurse about a young girl who had been feeding a homeless old man for months using her own school money. He was moved to tears. He'd grown up poor himself, once begging for food in Onitsha before life turned around for him. He walked into the ward, looked at Adaeze, and said, "Your kindness reminded me of who I used to be." He paid for Baba Musa's full treatment. But that wasn't all. He also began sponsoring Adaeze's education, promising to support her all the way to university. Baba Musa recovered, and every week after that, he'd sit outside Adaeze's house instead of under the mango tree, watching her leave for school in a new uniform, her eyes brighter than ever. Adaeze never knew that one act of kindness, one small sacrifice, would change not just an old man's life, but her own future too. She didn't do it for a reward. She did it because it felt right. And maybe that's the lesson here. Kindness doesn't always come back to you the way you expect. Sometimes it takes the long road, but it always finds its way home. If this story touched you, don't scroll away just yet. Share it with someone who needs a reminder that kindness still matters. Subscribe for more stories like this and tell me in the comments, would you have done what Adaeze did?